because he once vied for the president.
I'm still vying because I was not given a chance. Okay. The referee became a player.
Yeah. And the one thing I love about you is that you know, no matter your age, but you still talk as youths about when you are sharing and everything.
I have not children ambao nakuza my own na wengine wengi nakuza ambao si my own. I believe in youth like crazy.
Okay.
Mimi you take away youth, there is no society.
Okay.
So in fact mimi natakuwa leader primarily because we need to snatch leadership kutoka kwa wazee na kuileta kwa youth. Wazee ndio wanatuletea mashida katika nchi hii. People my age and upwards ndio wanaleta ukabila, ndio wanaleta mambo ya violence, ndio wanaleta mambo ya kupora na wizi. They are thieves. The youth are not stealing. The youth are just, in fact, struggling to make ends meet. They're struggling for fees, struggling for rent, struggling for jobs, struggling for everything. Now, wachache ndio wamechukua hizo vitu zote wameweka kwa mikono. So we need to remove them from the older population and give youth ambao ni karibu 70%. The country is youth. Yes.
And so every time when you release a song, it does so well. Where do you get the inspiration of your songs?
Well, from the scriptures and from life. Ni vizuri kuwa realistic. I live truth. I mean, siwezi andika kitu ambacho I don't believe in. So kama ni muziki, introduce me as a gospel artist. I also write social songs. Nimeandika hata za kisiasa. So I'm very passionate about truth, about life, about justice, about values, about governance ambayo iko people centered. Me, I'm a very big passionate person about kitu tunaita ubuntu. I am because we are. Yani you have to focus on people before projects. Yes.
And I want to go a bit politics. And I was so curious, why did you start with the president's seat?
I did not start with presidency. I ran in 2013 for governorship. People just, mainstream media inadanganya watu sana. And it's not actually the first time I'm pushing for leadership. Even as early as 1990, tulikuwa tunasukuma mambo ya kina Ouko kuuawa and asking government who killed him, tuambie as students. I was part of pushing for the multi-party democracy. Watu hawajui wananiona tu na huniachi naenda nasi. But I've been in that space for a while. I was part of the constitutional discussions, the 205 na 2010. So I'm not coming into this now. Shida ni kwamba for especially someone like me living with disability, you look at me and you dismiss me first. That's what Chebukati did. He thinks siwezi kuwa na degree, niko na 2-3 hivi. So there's a lot in my vision, and there's a difference between seeing and vision. So unakuwa set aside before you are listened to. And then on the other hand, unaulizwa maswali ya kishenzi kama how will you inspect the guard of honor and so on. Mimi nauliza na how did I manage to marry a beautiful woman, walk down the aisle, so the issue is there's too much stigmatization. And then the other thing is that we are so used to cartels and used to status quo mpaka hatuoni nje. So we reduce everything to 2 people, Raila and Ruto. I mean, I was there with a totally different way of looking at things. But I never made headlines as such. So it's time for Kenyans to know that tukiendelea na hizi option mbili, hakuna mahali tunaenda.
True.
Yeah, because there's nowhere we're going unless we start afresh, unless we reestablish the system. Because the same people ndio wametuletea shida. In fact, even if you put in Azimio now, you'll still have problems. Na mtalia bado, because they are using the old style of politicking and leadership.
So tukiangalia wasanii wengi ambao wamekuja hapa, most of them are gospel artists. Does it mean gospel artists ndio wako affected sana na historia nini?
No, I don't think they are all gospel artists. Nimekuwa na, veterans like Amunga in there, Musaimo and his Mwigerekanyo and all this. So it's not just gospel artists, but we also have film guys, we have people in fashion, we have people in theater and acting. So ni wengi. Honorable
Kigame.
Yes, sir.
The president, it's on record that the current president's favorite song na hata inaplaywa na band ya Kenya Army katika parades ni Huniachi. Iliplaywa siku ya inauguration. How do you feel about that, and has the president tried to reach you out, maybe uone input yako kwa government itakuwa gani kabla ya 2027?
Okay, so those are two different questions. So
yes,
let's talk about the song.
Okay.
I really am humbled to see the song used by so many different people. People love it. The problem is, and that is what we've been talking about in there, that it does not translate to royalties. So the band will play, the police band will play, the army band, choirs will sing, the president will sing to it, but you'll not get a single shilling. Kenya Kwanza, is one of the defaulters. Azimio was singing Enda Nasi in the rallies, not a single shilling. So the political parties and structures are the first to break the issue of royalties when it comes to paying artists. They may contract if you sang a song like Lero, Lero, Ni Lero, they will probably pay you like a small something. But we are not in that bracket. We are writing songs that are used and they don't pay. Now, regarding involving myself in government, I just want to be very clear. As long as people don't come first in anything I do, I'm not interested.
Okay.
Yeah. So people come before projects, before development, anything before policy.
Okay.
Yeah.
And let me ask, so far so good, the current president, he's maybe 2 to 3 months right now. What maybe do you love that he has done, or what maybe don't you love that he has done?
We're still assessing. We need to give him maybe another month, so that he can complete his 100 days.
Okay.
But almost everything that he promised, he has flopped on. Reducing the standards of living. Instead, everything is going up. And then wrong priorities. So instead of dealing with food and school fees and health, he's building houses. And then instead of buying the maize from the farmers in the North Rift where he comes from, he's busy importing maize when we are harvesting. That's an insult to farmers. And he is an agricultural scientist himself. His PhD is in plant ecology. He should be the one talking about where the nation should go with GMOs. Instead, anaachia Moses Kuria. Moses Kuria is a business person, trade and industry. Not even Linturi this time. So how is it that a professional PhD holder in plant ecology, like President Ruto, is not the one giving the nation guidance? And before, by the way, as Minister for Agriculture, he opposed GMOs.
Yes.
So for him to lift the ban, we read a very bad motive. And especially coinciding it with the time when Bill Gates has been here, I smell a global agenda. We need to have food sovereignty, not even food security, because we need to decide what we want to eat ourselves, not somebody telling us this is what you will eat and pay me for it.
Yes. And tukimalizia maybe when we wind up, there's this agenda of the removal of the 4 IBCs, whereby the Right Honorable Raila he's starting maybe a conversation that the 4 IBC shouldn't be removed. According to you,
no, Honorable, this is not a Raila thing. This is not a Ruto thing. The issue is, what does the law say? And what about government institutions or our institutions that manage elections? The problem with Kenya Kwanza getting involved in this thing is that as the ones who won a contested election, then they would be seen to be playing a game of payback. For Raila, who lost the election, he may be playing the game of catch-up. Now, you need to look at it with issue of what is the term of IEBC officials. In fact, at this point, with Wafula Chebukati going out of office, Cherera should actually be taking over. Once you take it up and begin to sound punitive and evoke the election problem, then you are becoming partisan, and no wonder some people are smelling a 2027 arrangement in it.
Thank you so much.
Oh, I need to add that I need to go on record and say that although the Supreme Court and Kenya Kwanza hails Chebukati as a hero. He is the worst mistake Kenya ever made at IEBC, because people's lives have been lost in the process of the elections. At the same time, many of us have seen injustices we have never seen again. And then the judge that ruled in my favor was transferred 3 days after he ruled. And then, I mean, like I said, if you're in a football game, the referee should never go in the field to play. All I wanted was to participate. Wacha wa Kenya wanikatae. Not Chebukati. So he's the worst example at IEBC. Hata wacha wengine wa before.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you.